Hello, and welcome again to our INM Vlogcast, where we talk about everything promo, but everything outside of promo as well, and answer questions about what's going on in the world and how to market yourselves. Today we have Missy. I call Missy, she's kind of our Barnes & Noble guru, because she knows everything there is to know about every product that you would even find in a Barnes & Noble store, and how you can order that bulk and create a marketing plan for your brand using anything that you'd see in there, right? Hi, Missy.
Hi, Kelly. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Good. I know you love books. We love books. Everybody loves books. There's always a reason for books, but it's not just books that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about everything from retail gifting, wellness and self-care, and how to get yourself started on the right foot every day, and kind of motivational, because everything's there are days that are darker than others. There are days that we need a little bit of pick me up in the morning, and we really need to balance that work-life self-care. So starting in the morning, what are some of your biggest inspirational thoughts for the morning? Like, what do you tell yourself in the morning?
Oh my gosh, every day I start my morning with gratitude. I wake up and before my feet even hit the floor, I write in my gratitude journal 5 things that I'm grateful for every single day. And that just helps me get off on the right foot with a positive mind and a positive attitude. And then I make my bed, because I feel like making your bed is instrumental in getting you on the right foot for a productive and efficient and structured day. And there's actually a book that you can read that you can actually journal in as well, called Make Your Bed. And it is just the first step towards many steps in the day that are going to make you successful. So those are the things I do in the morning.
Well, I love that, because I sometimes fail to do that. But when I do, I can sense the difference and I feel differently about the day. It's just like, okay, that's done, got that done. And you just keep rolling with that kinetic energy of just making your bed and getting something accomplished for the day.
It's true. And they say studies have proven that having gratitude can turn you around. So if you're having a bad day or a bad mood and you instantly say 3 things that you're grateful for, or journal down 3 things you're grateful for, it can turn everything around right away. They always say that the way that the corners of your mouth turn is the way that your day is going to go.
I
So
love
if you
it.
can be positive, you can have good things happen. And I think, Kelly, like a lot of people want to be positive right now. They want to feel inspired. I think that it's getting employees and loved ones and colleagues inspired and motivated and productive. And I think that journaling is a really good way to do that. And I think that in the industry, we're used to seeing just journals with lines, and you say, well, here's a journal, and write in it your thoughts and your feelings and your hopes and dreams. And I think that's great. But I think that when we need a little extra motivation, a really great way that I've found is to use a journal that is motivational, gratitude based, intention based, productivity based, but it is prompted. So it's going to encourage you to write down the things. It's going to guide you to write down and fill in the blanks, so that when you're journaling with intention, which is going to help hasten the intention for the day. So for example, you would see, you're going to write down, what's your vision for today? What would make today great? What's your intention? Today I will what? What's your gratitude theme? What are you grateful for today? Release. What are you going to let go of today? That's really, really huge. We can't hang on to things. If we want to move forward, we can't hang out in the back, right? And then space. You want to have space on your mind, in your heart, on your shoulders, lighting your way. So this journal is going to have a million different prompts to inspire you and get you moving along. Another thing that you could be in tandem with this, when we talk about journaling and moving forward and motivating and inspiring each other, would be a productivity journal. This is going to be goal setting. This is going to have self-care tools and prompts, because we don't always know, right? We don't know what's going to get us on our way. And so having this as your best friend, as your right hand, as a guide, it's going to help you in your personal life, in your business life, in your mental life. So it's going to just help you structure everything, get it on paper, and make it happen. And I think that's a really, really good way to go right now.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the hardest part of every day is, where do I begin? Of any project is, where do I begin? Sometimes we look at the hardest thing on our task to-do list, and we think, oh my gosh, I really don't want to tackle that right now. I'm going to go with the easy one first. But I think we've talked internally as a team with INM that we do better when we write down our goals and we time block things out and we actually stick with that, because it actually gives us something to work with. Now, what you're talking about, that journal, the yellow one that you had, I love the idea of the prompts because a lot of times we don't know what questions that we have. We don't know what we're looking for. We don't know where to begin, and that helps us get us on the right page and answer questions. And whether it's wellness or work related, just like you said, balancing work life is critical, and that would help. That is, we don't know the questions to ask, so that's fantastic. And I know Zach at our he encourages us every week. What are you doing for continuing education? What are you doing? And whether that's, working on self-help or working on anything that is going to build our marketing strategies or our sales goals or anything like that, but it's just focusing on making yourself better in some way. And a lot of the times that is reading or journaling and writing things down and making sure that you understand that what's inside of here before you can portray.
It's true. And once you have that kickoff, it really is your starting point. Like when you don't know where to start, it's just a waterfall after that. So that's really all you need is that little kick. And I think that published books and journals, which this is a journal, but it's considered a published book, right? I think that these things are a great jumping off point, a great place for people who are kind of floundering, feeling like, well, where do I start? I'm overwhelmed. This will totally just tunnel you and stop that feeling of being overwhelmed and help you focus and get it started. And then it's just easy peasy from there.
And I see that as a huge HR tool right now, with people are just now starting to get back into the office or trying to determine whether or not we're going to continue virtual, do a hybrid, or have everybody come back and social distance. I mean, there's still that treading softly. So a lot of times what we're working on a lot of is welcome back kits and even onboarding new employees, because hiring is going on right now. And with everything, it doesn't matter when in the world, in what year it happens, you're going to have onboarding and you're going to have, kits for people to have at their desks. And I think that's a great one for HR to consider, whereas we're trying to balance.
I mean, if you're welcoming people back to your desk, I know we're not doing a lot of product, but how nice would it be to have this on someone's desk? Little desktop marked key with a little welcoming message and the lights changed.
Oh my gosh.
Cute and fun with a positive message. I mean, the onboarding kits, we've had a lot of success with the journals and the cute little desktop items and the work wellness oriented books, but also gifts. Yes. So there's a lot of things that can fit. I mean, that even includes pencils and pens and notepads and desktop mouse pads, but all with that, the whole thing is the theme, right? The whole thing is with that intention and goal setting and productivity theme, not just the normal run of the mill, like here's a mouse pad, here's a desk pad, everything has to have utility. And that's what you're gonna find with all of these things from, Barnes and Noble, which is, basically what we're offering, is that everything's gonna have utility. And I think that that's important, because if you're asking people to give you productivity and intention, you have to give them things that have that utility. Yes. So that they can be successful. And that's the key word.
Functional, intentional. And whatever goal you're going for, is it welcome back, stay productive. Here's how to keep you focused and keep your mind straight, when you're coming back, because we realize it's going to be a little bit of a juggle, is give them the tools to succeed, whether it's something that's functional, something that's on their desk, something that they wouldn't think of themselves. Little inspirational cards.
Yes, little inspirational cards. So this is a new trend that the publishers are going in, is they love their books, obviously, and their journals, but decks, themed card decks are huge right now. And there's two varieties. There are the kinds that are going to be inspirational decks, where every card is going to offer you a daily inspiration for you to follow and for you to enjoy. And then the others are going to be, like Kelly was saying, the desktop decks that you can put on your desk to remind you, you're back at the office. We need to have a little bit of calm in our lives, a little bit of positivity in our lives. You're going to have a display deck right for your desk, so that every day you're going to have a new quote that's going to make you feel positive. It's going to make you feel calm. And it's going to remind you, like, everything is going to be okay. And ultimately, that's what everybody wants to know right now. Everything is going to be okay. And so why not have a constant, beautiful reminder? And when you get that from somebody, it makes you feel cared for. It makes you feel like it was a thoughtful gift, and that makes it impactful. And obviously, everything that y'all want to give away to your employees or your colleagues or your families, you want it to be impactful, and you want to show that there was thought behind it. And anything that you buy in the publishing world is going to have thought behind it. Mindfulness card decks, these are action decks. So just like the journal, instead of pen to paper writing down, these are going to be decks that are tabbed that are going to inspire you through the activities that are on the cards to be mindful, to be present. And if you are mindful and present, you are going to be successful because it's going to enable you to have the focus and the productivity output from that.
What did it say on the back? What did it say on the back?
Oh, so each card is going to have an activity on the front. Like this one says, the value of playfulness, right? And it's going to say, for many people, mindfulness can seem like more work, another chore, like exercise or brushing our teeth, which we grudgingly do because we know it's good for us. But the magic happens when we approach mindfulness with creativity, playfulness, and delight. And here comes the activity. Try spending 20 minutes a day engaging in playfulness, whether it's writing a funny poem, dressing up in a silly outfit, or goofing around with friends in the park. The playful mind is an open mind, and cultivating playful experiences will lead to a more joyful experience of life. So the activity is going to be on every single card. So remember, the more mindful, the more calm we are, the more focused we can be, thereby the more productive and happy we will be. And that's what everyone is searching for right now.
And you know, that reminds me of advertising agencies where you're forced to walk away. The creative mind cannot continuously go without breaks. And so
Correct.
I'm a huge fan of taking a break, stop what you're doing, walk away. And I mean, when I was in college, we visited an advertising agency, and they had a pool table, they had basketball goals, and that all encourages the creative mind. It not just encourages the creative mind, it gives you the break, it gives you the time for the playfulness that you just talked about. It's kind of like a happy hour. It's kind of like, you know, anything that's going to break up the day. I like to leave, come back refreshed, and I will look at the same project with a different set of eyes. And it gives me a different I approach it differently when I take a break, because sometimes we get it's monotonous, it goes, you got to break it up. I love
it's true.
cards.
And since not every company is an advertising company that has the pool table and the basketball court and the cornhole, our publishers have gift items that can be desktop for that playtime fun. There's desktop basketball, desktop cornhole, desktop tetherball, desktop skee ball. So you can give your employees that break at their desk where they can take it to a park bench or wherever they want to go to have that break. If your company doesn't have a pool table and a skee ball and a basketball hoop, well, they can have it right on their desk. So the publishers literally have a solution for every single thing.
And it's a lot cheaper than having a basketball goal in your show. Like You're
welcome.
You've got bonsai tree. I'm fascinated by the bonsai.
Oh yeah.
Tree. And you just sit there, and it can be a desk item, and it's a miniature one that comes in a box, and you just trim it, and you just take a break, and it's feng shui. It is leba. I mean, just sit back, and you just, you know, the Zen garden. That's always
the mini Zen garden with the sand and the rocks and the rake. And
that was my favorite.
If you're a cat lover, it can be a litter box. We have all the things.
You have a litter box there?
There is a Zen litter box as well. So it's cats and it's sand, and instead of rocks, it's something else.
See, there's office cats. We have an office dog. That's awesome.
I have 5 office cats. It's fine.
There you go. And a baby. Okay. If you hear something in the background, it may be her sweet little precious baby.
She was already in here. You didn't even know she was here.
No, it was so cute. I was about to say, bring her on.
Oh my gosh.
We might have to do that eventually. That'll be another different video.
She looks cute today. We can bring her in.
So I love that you have everything that's retail. Every time I talk to you, every time we get a client that is looking for something different, it's not just about books. Books are awesome. I think of coffee table books. The magnetic poetry, not just books, but anything you find in Barnes and Noble that you can buy in bulk, that you can have shipped directly. You can brand that. How do you brand that? Tell me how you brand that.
So the way that we can brand this is we can do a full color label on the box, or we can do a full color sleeve, which is like a beautiful retail looking cardstock piece, full color digital print that will wrap all the way around, because we don't want to detract from the retail look of the item, but we definitely want to maximize the impact of you showing your brand. So we can definitely do that easily.
And part of what Missy and I like to work together on is coming up with some really fun ways to put graphics on that band. Not just, you know, we can put a logo on anything, but one thing that sets us apart is we can put a logo on there, but we can take it a step further and take it up a notch and put something fun on there, put a fun phrase from The Office, or something that references coming back and play with these little magnets and make your own message or whatever. But it's kind of fun to be able to customize that in any way that we want to as well.
It's true. The nice thing about published books and also all of these gifts is the ways that we are able to brand them can maximize your company's message and culture, because you have so much imprint area. So you're not just getting this tiny little place to put your logo. When you have a huge 2-inch to 3-inch wide sleeve that wraps around, you get all of that imprint area to do whatever Kelly said. Put your motto, put your culture, put your colors, put photos, anything you want. And then when it comes to published books and journals, you can even add a full color digitally printed page to the front of the book, which is going to be the exact size of the book. So you get this entire surface area to do whatever you want to it. And it's glued in, it's permanent, it's not going to be removed. So you have a lot of possibilities when it comes to branding something that you're not used to, not just putting the logo and having all of that space to really represent your company culture. So that's something that's also a real benefit to doing published books and journals and gifts, because you get a lot more to reflect your brand.
And I was looking for mine. We did our own self promo. What do I do with an idea? That book.
Yep.
And we had a full color, like an insert tip-in page at the very beginning, and it was branded INM, and it had a message from us to the recipient. But what you can do, I mean, it's not just, it can be a message, it can be, it can be an agenda.
Do you want to see one?
Yeah, sure. But I mean, it could be an agenda, it could be a timeline of events, it could be, here's the event and here's what's going to happen. Here are the speakers that are going to be on here. I love it when Missy just like leaves. I'm trying to find her.
It got removed, that little creature with her little hot fingers. So this is a great example of a promo page. I did this for a self promo. It's a picture of me and my cat, Simon. You're welcome. And then it was just a full color page with a quote that meant something to me and telling people about myself. And so as you can see, it's glued into the book. It's beautiful, and it can be whatever your heart desires. So you really can maximize the impact of giving this to somebody.
And that's the difference between coming to us and going to Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble is fantastic. You can go in there and spend all day in there. You can sit there, buy a book, any book you want, any gift item you want. But the thing is, when you want a bulk solution to one of your pain points, whether it's, I need to welcome my people back to the office, I need to send them out something that says, I'm with you, I see you, I feel you, I know what you're going through, and I thank you for all your hard work, then that's where this comes in. You can customize these things where you can't do that at Barnes and Noble. So anything that's currently in print, whether it's a retail package or book or journal, it's fantastic when you actually take it this step further and actually customize it professionally. I've seen people that just slap like an address label with a logo on it, and it just doesn't have the same impact. So
it doesn't. And remember, Kelly's got millions of book titles, and we're using the word literally because we love it so much, but it's literally millions of book titles that Kelly can get for you. And it's millions of gifts and retail. It's infinite possibilities. It's not what you're used to seeing in the promo world, where it's a limited catalog. It's a limited product line. You literally have the world as your oyster, infinite possibilities. And who doesn't want that? Because if you don't find it, you can still find it, right?
Yeah. And this is the one that I like.
Yes.
So anxiety, I have my son, I had to go steal this from his bookshelf because he stole it. He loves, so it says worst case scenario survival handbook, how to escape from quicksand, how to wrestle an alligator, how to break down a door, which I don't know if I want him to know that one, and how to land a plane.
You're not wrong.
The whole thing is so funny. He finds it hilarious, but he's actually thrown these back at me and said, Mom, do you know how to do this? All you have to do is get out of quicksand. He'll actually explain to me what he's read in here. But
it's true. Fun. And there are so many popular books, Kelly, that have been turned into page-a-day calendars for the desktop. So I don't know if there's one still in print, but there might be a worst case scenario page-a-day calendar for 2022, a life hacks calendar for 2022.
Oh my gosh.
So y'all can take it even further with a book that you like to put on that desk, like Kelly was talking about, for onboarding and welcome back. So those are options you have at your fingertips too.
And yes, I agree. The one thing that we did also with you, Missy, as a self promo for INM, we did a happy hour. You remember that?
I remember.
2020. It's on our YouTube channel. I think I pitch this every once in a while. You can go check it out. It's 40 minutes of fantabulous product solutions, people pitching, ways to take your marketing a step further through products. So that's what we love to talk about. But what we did with you, I think we sent our attendees. We gathered a list of attendees that registered for the event. It was a live event. And we partnered with Missy here and a few of other factory suppliers. And she sent a happy hour book that had recipes in it. So we had, I think we had anybody that registered got this gift in the mail. And that's something that we're seeing a lot of right now. You send out a registration link. Anybody that registers, you send them a package in the mail that kind of correlates with the message that you're coming to. This was a happy hour to kind of educate. So we had a box that we sent out and it had, I think it had a copper, oh my gosh, Moscow Mule thing, a happy hour book and a pouch. I mean, it was so much fun to do that. And we got such rave reviews on the products and the event in itself. So if these are really great options for events, whether they are virtual or whether they are in person, it's making sure you get the right, and you've said this many times, right items, the intentional items for the message that you're trying to,
Correct.
Oh my gosh, I've just lost my words. Whatever message that you're trying to convey, you can take that and get intentional merchandise to send out to help better convey that message. So
Exactly.
so what
You
else
are
do you have?
correct.
You have some fun stuff
So
that
some
we
other
can.
things we have, publishers, everyone wants to have fun right now too. So everyone's thinking about fun and games for the family, for the office, for at home. And so publishers actually have board games and card deck games.
Oh, yes.
And they have buildable wood models. You can build anything
my
from
favorite.
Star Wars or Back to the Future or Harry Potter. Harry Potter is really big, you guys. There's a million Harry Potter things to do. There are rock painting kits. There are tie-dye kits. There are beautiful jigsaw puzzles, and they're going to be the high-end retail jigsaw puzzles in all different kinds of themes. There's cityscapes and animals and state specific. So there are some that are state specific, national park specific, city specific. So if you want to advertise your state or your city, there just might be a jigsaw puzzle for that.
Awesome.
There are a zillion of these. So publishers pretty much have everything you could think of in the fun and games capacity.
Nope. And I love that Star Wars, the wooden puzzle. Like I've seen the Harry Potter. They have one that's Harry Potter that has a snitch.
Yeah.
You can build a snitch, or even Hogwarts. I think they have one for Hogwarts. You'll find these at Barnes and Noble again. But this is the fun thing that you can do. Themes, like whether it's virtual again, or whether it's a hybrid where it's virtual and in person, or whether it's coming back to the office in person and having these on showcase. They are fantastic. Oh, what is that?
This is a movie trivia game. So it'll be one of the card-based
mine.
games from the publishers. So all kinds of pop music, trivia, all the fun things that Kelly's telling you about.
But themes, I mean, when you're trying to engage people, you go with retail, you go with current events, and Harry Potter is still big. It's still huge out there. You've got
Still
so many
huge.
followers that I would say probably 75% of any given employee base would be Harry Potter fan. And so to have a
100%.
theme, to have a themed event with Harry Potter, everything, you can get the snitch, you can get the wand, you can get, I think you have
All
almost
of it.
everything. So
They have the Screaming Mandrake is coming out.
Yes,
a talking
I saw that.
Dobby. There's a million different things, and that goes for any pop culture franchise you can think about. So not limited to Harry Potter. There's Game of Thrones. There's Back to the Future. There's Clueless. There's Mean Girls. There's The Office. There's Parks and Rec. So there's Golden Girls. I mean, anything you can think of really is at your fingertips.
Yep.
So Kelly is the one to deliver it. She
Wow.
has it all.
Through Missy. So, I mean, it's my team, but I love that. So that's what we can end on that, because I think that's a great end point, is I think making sure you just deliver fun, whether it's through books and journaling and making sure people are staying on task, self-care, taking care of themselves while they're at work, or even outside of the office, but at the same time, actually engaging employees in anything fun, which can be any gift item, you've got plush, I mean, gift sets that are in retail.
Plush for kids, gift sets, we absolutely do.
Yes.
The book with the plush, and there's a ton of these out there. So that's pretty great.
Yep. Anything like that can be branded. That's the part of getting your message out there and just building your brand, building any brand through some kind of theme, or to capture an audience, the right kind of audience for your needs at that time. So anyways, I love that. I love that you have everything under the sun. I love that you're my Barnes and Noble gal. But that's the thing. If you have any questions, reach out to us. And Missy, thank you so much for
Thanks
your
for having me. This was
energy,
awesome.
for all your fun stuff that you bring to the table. So
Thanks,
we'll,
Kelly.
yeah, talk to you later.
Okay, bye.